3 decades in the life of Hope Scott. We start with the Ziegfeld Follies. Proudly present to you the fabulous Duncan Sisters.
Every night having lots of fun. Goes to the parties and dances too. Oh, we stay at home and we've nothing to do. Every time a boat comes in, Mama says, leave the room here. No matter how you figure it, we'll get stuck. We'll be happy when we're 21. So Mama, can't you go if we choose? Oh Mama, just around to the picture show. Things at home are all so slow. Oh Mama, don't you be so mean. I bet you were 17. You had those baby sister blues. We're at the mean age, just between age, just too old to play with toys, just too young to go out with boys, just too old to play with dollies, too young to get the midnight follies, those baby sister blues.
She knows how the motor goes, the sparker's awfully strong. Each day they swoon to the engine's tune, their honeymoon will happen soon. He'll win Lucille with his Oldsmobile, and then they'll fondly roll. To the church we'll swiftly steal, then our wedding bells will peal. Ding dong ding. You can go as far as you like with me in my merry
My mother's name was Mary.
and true, because her name was Mary. They named me Mary too. She wasn't gay or airy, but plain as she could be. I wouldn't be contrary and call myself Marie, for it was Mary, Mary, plain as any name can be, but with propriety, society would say Marie, but it was Mary, Mary, long before the fashion came, for there is something that sounds so fair. It's a grand old name.
It's 1920s. The Charleston is all the rage, and Hope Scott is in Paris, competing in a Charleston contest, being presided over by none other than Josephine Baker. She wins, and for her prize, she's presented with a potted plant and a picture of Josephine, wearing nothing but 2 bananas. Charleston!
Ma, he's making eyes at me. Ma, he's awful nice to me. Ma, he's almost breaking my heart. I'm beside him. Mercy, let his conscience guide him. Ma, he wants to marry me. Be my honey bee. Every minute he gets bolder. Now he's leaning on my shoulder. Ma, he's kissing me.
If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, what a girl. Is none so classy as this fair lassie. Holy Moses, what a chassis out in public. How she would yawn in the parlor. You would think a war was on if you knew Susie like I know Susie. What a girl.
I'm just wild about Harry, and Harry's wild about me. The heavenly blisses of his kisses fill me with ecstasy. He's sweet just like chocolate candy, and just like honey from a bee. Oh, I'm just wild about Harry, and he's just wild about. Cannot do without. He's just wild about me.
Everything seems lovely when you start to roll. The birds are singing the day that is gray, but wait until you are further away. Things won't be so lovely when you're far from home. Here's what you'll be singing when you're all alone. Mammy, oh mammy, mammy, mammy. Oh, that sunshine, the sunshine west, but I know where the sunshine best. It's over my mammy, my little mammy, my mammy. My heartstrings are tangled around mammy. Oh, eyes of the man,
you. Hear my love call, ringing clear, and I hear your answering echo so dear. Then I will know our love will come true. Belong to me. I'll belong to you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, officers, soldiers, sailors, and marines, and welcome to the USO Victory Radio Show. That's right, another sparkling hour of music and song featuring our very own Matt Ward, the Victory Boy, and the USO family of all-stars. And now, what better way to kick off our show than with these three hot canaries? All the way to you from Hollywood, California, it's Patty, Maxine, and Laverne, the Andrews Sisters.
I wrote my mother, I wrote my father, and now I'm writing you too. I'm sure of mother, I'm sure of father, and now I wanna be sure, very, very sure of you. Don't see it under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Anyone else but me. Here I come marching on. Don't go walk down lover's lane with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Don't go walk down lover's lane with anyone else but me. Till I come marching home. I just got word from the guy next door to me. The girl he met just loves to pet and it fits you to a T. So don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me till I come marching home. Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. With anyone else but her. No, not a single soul but me. No, 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 don't you sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Not until you see me. Not until you see me marching home. Home, 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 sweet home. Don't go walk down lover's lane with anyone else but me. With anyone else but her. No, 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 not a single soul but me. No, 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 don't you go walking down lover's lane with anyone else but me. Not till you see me. Not till you see me marching home. Home, 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 sweet home. Just wait till I come marching home.
You remember last year we had Buddy and Bobby O'Brien on our cavalcade of stars. Well, they're not here, but we do have their baby brother, Blinky O'Brien. Please, a warm welcome for Blinky O'Brien, the Andrews Sisters. I guess I've had $1 million or more. I guess I've played the doll game more and more. I just quarreled with Sue. That's why I'm blue. She's gone away and left me just like all dolls do. I guess I've had $1 million or more. I guess I've played the doll game more and more. I'm through with all of them. I'll never fall again, 'cause this is what I'll do. I'm gonna buy a paper doll that I can call my own. A doll that I'll be proud cannot sail. And all the flirty guys with the flirty eyes will have to flirt with dollies that are real.
They are so really real.
When I come home at night, she will be waiting. She'll be the truest doll in all the world. I'd rather have a paper doll to call my own than have a fickle-minded real-life girl. Thank you, Ricky. And now, a little number from the old Snarzola himself. Once upon a time, they sang the Polio Dope. Started in with the Poopy Jim. Hold it! Stop the music! How do you like this guy? Always putting in extra notes. But I'll overlook it. 'Cause the tune for you and me.
Is that swinging
Sing it, girl.
symphony?
I think a ding, I think a ding, I think a ding.
Oh, what a
Aren't they Petunias?
tune.
I think a ding, I think a ding, I think a ding.
It's got the
Forget it,
whole
it's on with me.
world
Eskimo bells up in Iceland.
ringing,
They made their own paradise with singing.
singing.
I think a ding, I think a ding, I think a ding.
Symphony,
Ding a ding a ding, I think a ding.
Hey,
I think a ding, I think a ding. I'll take it along, guys. You know, last week I was singing for the Sultan of Pesh. And he turned to me and he says, Jimmy, how would you like my whole harem? 500 beautiful girls. And I turned to him and I says, Sultan, I gotta turn you down. And he turns to me and he says, Jimmy, how come? And I turned to him and I looked him square in the eye. He only had one eye. And I says, when you get up in the morning, who wants to see 1,000 stockings hanging from the bathroom? Not the randy.
Hey, Jimmy, where'd you get that note?
I borrowed that note from Bing Crosby. And brother, was he glad to get rid of it. I think a ding, I think a ding, I think a ding.
symphony,
Ding a ding a ding, I think a doo.
yeah.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our number one vocal artist this evening, Mr. Johnny Brooks.
Wildcat Kelly, looking mighty pale, was standing by the sheriff's side. And when that sheriff said, I'm taking you to jail, Wildcat raised his head and cried. Oh, give me land, lots of land, under starry skies above.
Don't fancy it.
Let me ride through the wide open country that I love.
Don't fancy it.
Let me be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Set me on forever, but I ask you please.
Don't fancy it.
Just turn me loose. We're broadcasting live tonight, April 29th, 1956, courtesy of the National Broadcasting Company here in New York. Now, you here in the television studio audience will be privileged to see things our audiences at home do not see. So we ask that you please respond accordingly when you see these signs. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to Lucky Strike Hit Parade. I'm Don Pardo bringing you the top 10 hits of today as tabulated by Cashbox Magazine and your favorite jukeboxes all over America. The Lucky Strike Hit Parade is brought to you by the American Tobacco Company, the people who bring you Lucky Strike cigarettes. Remember, LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky, strike today. Be happy, go lucky, strike, be happy, go lucky, go lucky,
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your Hit Parade's number 9 song this week finds these 3 sleeping beauties with stars in their eyes for 3 dreamy guys.
Mr. Sandman, dream, make his complexion like peaches and cream. Give him 2 lips like roses and clover, and tell me that my lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm so long, don't have the body to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam, Mr. Sandman, bring me your dreams. Please, please, bring me Mr. Sandman. Bring me your
Listeners, the first of today's Hit Parade celebrity cameos. Out of the sunset and into your living rooms comes galloping this singing cowboy and his cowgirl. Happy trails to Hit Parade this week from south of the border is the number 5 song with this musical invitation. Lucky Strike tells you that our singer of the #1 song this evening could not make it to the studios. But while Johnny Handsome is not here with us this evening, we take great pride in presenting our very own Bob, singing the #1 song this week with this warning for all you ladies.
See the pyramid along the Nile. Watch the sunrise on a tropic isle. Just remember, darling, all the while you belong to me. See the marketplace. Till I'm home again, you belong to
Strike listeners, I see by the clock on the wall that it's time to say,
So long for a while, that's all the songs for a while. So long from your hit parade, and the tunes that you picked to be played. So long. Pierce the dark from Battery Park right up to Washington Heights. Someday, maybe, if I stick it long enough, I might get to strut my stuff and be in a show.
These next few songs come from some of Hope's favorite Broadway musicals.
I don't need a lot, only what I got. Someday, maybe, if I stick it long enough, I might get to start.
behind the rain. Oh, Oklahoma every night, my honey lamb and I sit alone and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say, I-M-I-O-I-A, we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma, okay. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say, I-M-I-O-I-A, we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma, okay. L-A is O-L-A, Oklahoma, yeah! If I love you time and again, I would try to say all I want you to know. If I loved you, words wouldn't come in an easy way. Round in circles I go, trying to tell you, but afraid and shy. I let my golden chances pass me by. Soon you'll leave me, off you would go in the mist of the day. Never, never to know. I love you. If I love you.
And I couldn't go to bed. My hand's too light to try to set it down. Sleep, sleep, I couldn't go to sleep. Not for all the jewels in the crown. I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night. And still have begged for more. I could have spread my wings and done dancing things I never done before. I never knew it made it so exciting. Why all at once my heart took flight. I only know when he began to dance with me. I could have danced, danced,
There's nothing like a day, nothing in the world. There is nothing you can name that is anything like a day. Hello, we got sunlight on the sand, we got moonlight on the sea.
We got mangoes and bananas you can pick right off a tree.
We got volleyball and ping pong and a lot of dandy games. What ain't we got? We ain't got dates.
We get packages from home, we get movies, we get shows.
We get speeches from our skipper and advice from Tokyo Roll. We get down with Point and we get dizzy from the smell. What don't we get? You know damn well. We got nothing to put on a clean white suit for.
We got nothing to look masculine and cute for.
I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair and send him on his way. Get the picture? I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms and send him on his way. If a man don't understand you, if you ride on separate feet, waste no time, make a change. Ride that man right off your range. Run him out of your rover and drum him out of your dreams. Oh no, oh no. There is nothing like a day, nothing in the world. There is nothing you can name that is anything like a day. There are no books like a dame, and nothing looks like a dame. There are no drinks like a dame, and nothing thinks like a dame, and nothing acts like a dame, or attracts like a dame. There ain't a thing that's wrong with any man here that can't be cured by putting him near a girly, womanly, female, feminine
We'd like to dedicate our closing number to Edgar and Hope. Very special lady. I'm going to keep her in my cast. Kiss today goodbye, the sweetness and the sorrow. Wish me luck the same to you, and I can't regret what I did for love, what I did for love. Look, my eyes are dry, the gift was ours to borrow. It's as if we always knew, and I won't forget what I did for love, what I did for love. Gone, love is never gone. As we travel on, love's what we'll remember. Kiss today goodbye. Kiss today goodbye. Point me toward tomorrow. Point me toward tomorrow. We did what we had to do. Don't forget, can't regret what I did for love. What I did for love. What I did for love.
This next song is dedicated to Hope Montgomery Scott, with apologies to Cole Porter, and with much love from Mr. Emery Davis. Emery?
And here's Mr.
1925. October 23rd, 1925. My father played for Pope's debut right here with a 15-piece orchestra. And they played from 10 at night until 5 in the morning. My father was very generous. He charged the Montgomery family $495. I have something here. This is a memorabilia. This is a memorabilia. This is actually the card which shows that we played for you on October 23rd, 1925. And then we played again on November 6th. Then we played again on November 18th. And then in 1928, 1929, 1930, and 1931. Well, I wrote this thing, but I can't remember the words, so I have to read it. All right. Pope, you're the top. You're the cream of Philly. You're the top. You drive horses silly. You made Edgar jump when he started trumping his ace. But he wasn't mad when you saw him clad in satins and lace. At the head of a herd of cattle, you're the best with a horse and saddle. I'm the rearmost ox, a broken box of flop. But if it won't be at the bottom, you're the top.
You're the pride of your generation.
When the Philadelphia story was put in the books, they turned Hope Montgomery into Tracy Lord with pepper looks.
How they danced to the wee small hour.
Then romance was in fullest flower. 'Cause when Meyer played, the music never stopped.
And they played all night. And they played all night. And they played all night for Hope
chaired your 80th birthday party. They get better every time. We had a goal to raise $90,000 on your 90th birthday. Actually, we've gone over 100. And this
Anyway, dearie, I'll have to drink
Oh, that is so nice.
That was the most wonderful speech, but quite wrong. First place, you were better looking than me. We came out the same year. We're both very, very tenacious. We're going right ahead with what we have left. And also, you have better horses than I ever had. And you had 2 husbands and I only had 1. Everybody in this whole room to drink to my pal there. 20 marbles, one forward. I'm so sorry though that I landed Christy on their head.
I just have to say, give you a hug before I left. I still don't know, but
If this comes out, I'll make you a copy. That was great. Yeah, it was great.
May 27th, 1994 edition of The Bulletin. The old saying was, life begins at 40. In recent years, I have personally upgraded that to 50. But would you believe us if we told you that for one exceptional person, life is actually getting more vital at the age of 90? Don't. Please, don't call her a senior citizen, and don't even try to match her schedule. I mean, could you set up a horse show, organize a glitzy luncheon, and milk a cow all in one morning? She's no country farmer, this woman. She's earned her place in the mainline social register. It's significant that we tell this story tonight because the Devon Horse Show is beginning. And more than anyone, Hope Montgomery Scott is the Devon Horse Show. And get ready, because you are about to meet America's most serious 90-year-old party girl.
High society.
Before there was Louis Armstrong and Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra and Grace Kelly and high society, there was hope.
Beautiful high society.
Did you enjoy the party?
Sure. The prettiest sight in this fine, pretty world is the privileged class enjoying its privileges.
Even before there was Jimmy Stewart and Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn in the Philadelphia Story, there was hope. In fact, neither movie would have existed without hope.
I thought you'd gone home ages ago.
So nice to see you.
Meet Helen Hope Montgomery Scott. She's 90 now, still active and leading the life that was portrayed on screen by both Hepburn and Kelly. And it was from that life that writer Philip Barry developed the character and the idea for his Philadelphia Story.
When they made the movie, The Philadelphia Story, were you there when they made it?
No, I was there only during the play. The play was rehearsed in Philadelphia, and we saw a lot of the whole cast of Jimmy Stewart and all of them because we went to the rehearsals, and which was fun.
Do you watch it occasionally on tape? Do you see the movie or?
No, I've seen the Philadelphia Story once.
Only once?
Yeah. But lots of people, but they talk about it all the time.
Hope Scott hasn't got time to listen to that talk. She's too busy.
Hello? Leonard? How are you today?
Her day starts with a series of phone calls. Then she fixes breakfast for her husband, Edgar. He's 95 and hasn't been well lately. Then it's off to Devon. Hope is the chairwoman and executive vice president of the Devon Horse Show. And it's not just a title. Then it's back home for lunch with Edgar.
I like the way he calls you darling.
He's pretty nice, isn't he?
Oh, he's very romantic.
Then off to the farm. Hope runs one of the most successful dairy operations in the country. And some evenings she's out to dinner or a party. A hectic pace, tough for someone half her age.
While I give to you, and you give to me, true love.
Hope's life today is not all that different than it was years ago. The biggest part of her life, just like in the movies, is a love story.
How long did the two of you go out or court before Edgar proposed to you?
3 months, less than that. I saw him 28 times.
You remember how many times you saw him?
Yeah, well, yeah, he does. I don't remember that at all. That's what he always tells everybody.
And when did you know he was the guy?
When what?
When did you know he was the one?
Oh, right off.
You did?
Yeah. I thought he was a very marvelous man, I thought. Marvelous older man of 24. And then when he proposed marriage to me, I said, but he said, well, you wouldn't marry me, would you? And I said, you bet I would.
They got married when she was 19, and they're still together.
So, Hope, tell me, how do two people stay in love for 70 years?
It's him. He's special. Very attractive.
Well, what's the attraction?
What is the attraction?
Yeah.
I suppose that, well, you got to have your sex appeal has to last, doesn't it?
I don't know, does it?
For one another, you can't go to anything like 40 years, 20 years. Anyhow, that has to be part of it. And I think you get a challenge for the person's mind and personality and character and the things he likes to do. That means a lot to me.
Is the sex appeal still there?
Excuse me?
Sex appeal still there?
Oh, sure.
It is?
Certainly. Well, he can't move around much, but he looks awfully nice to me.
They have 2 sons, Edgar, who ran the family business, the brokerage firm of Janney Montgomery Scott, and Robert, the president of the Philadelphia Art Museum.
Theirs is the most extraordinary love story I've ever seen. They just adore each other. And I think one of the things that possibly keeps, most obviously my father, that keeps going is that he keeps them both going is that they want to be with each other.
Your life has not been exactly an ordinary life.
No, I think it's a great life. I've loved my life. I wanted to get around and meet everybody.
Right.
You know, I really enjoy people a lot. So that was my idea of a great deal of pleasure, was to meet people.
And she got to meet plenty. Among them, Helen Hayes and Cary Grant and the Duke of Windsor. For years, she was listed among the best-dressed women in the country. But Hope's love affair with Edgar was preceded by another lifelong love affair.
When I was 4 years old, somebody gave my mother a pony for me. And so they put me, and I had seen, my father was always fox hunting and had horses. So they put me on the pony, and I absolutely fell in love with riding.
And that brings us back to Devon. It's been one of the top horse shows in the country since it started back in 1896. And Hope has been out there virtually every day recently, trying to help get it ready for this year.
Oh, the plants are great, aren't they? Well, I think we're getting better and better at this job. Am I boasting? Don't you think, maybe?
No,
hopefully.
Practice. You've had enough practice, actually.
Yeah, look at how many years I've been doing this.
How many years here at Devon?
Have I been at Devon?
Yes.
Do you want the first time I came to Devon?
When was the first year?
About 1912.
Wow.
Yeah, I rode my sister's pony and it turned a somersault right there. It was my first time. Terrible pony, it was too slow.
But Hope was back the next year on a horse named Major. And for years, she was one of the top riders in the country. Skilled with both hunters and jumpers, a rare feat being able to master 2 disciplines. But it did not come easily. There was a lot of pain. Hope fractured her skull, broke her back twice, and broke her nose. She eventually had to give up riding, but that didn't stop her from getting on a bull last year, a day before her 70th wedding anniversary. Bulls have become important to Hope because of her dairy farm, still the largest one operating on the main line, with about 300 cows producing more than 3 tons of milk a day. Hope began running it after her father died in 1949. With as busy a day as she's got at age 90, you'd think Hope Scott's reputation as a party girl would have diminished. It hasn't.
You going to bring me the liquor?
Absolutely.
For the party?
You know, a lot of people call you the party girl.
Yeah.
Do you like that description?
Well, I know I'm a party girl. I mean, I'm a serious party girl. I was brought up to be a party girl. My mother wanted a big house like that. She wanted a child that would get to know people and try to have the same type of life that she had. You see, the thing is that I have two sides, or about 3 or 4 sides, and I'm a worker. I run the dairy farm, and also the only time I'm a party girl is at night.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful.
Oh.
But there are exceptions. This week, Hope hosted a cocktail party for the sponsors of the Devon Horse Show and Country Fair. The proceeds of the show go to help the Bryn Mawr Hospital, one of several charities Hope is involved with.
She's an enormously colorful character and has been all of her life, and increasingly so, as a matter of fact. Probably more colorful at 90 than she was at 40. But a wonderful, vibrant, humorous, energetic, and quite hard-working character.
Well, actually, now that I'm so old, I really like the life I'm able to do. I see a lot of people, and I like seeing people. I'm very glad that I run this dairy farm and have those projects. I like going to parties, to dinners. I like meeting people. I adore meeting people. I think they're fascinating.
My mother has the most wonderful use of the English language. I mean, she can swear absolutely beautifully. And if a dog is ever foolhardy enough to either chase a cow or a horse in my mother's sight, I have seen her shout invectives that would make a longshoresman blanch.
10 years ago, for her 80th birthday, a poetic toast was given for Hope. In part, it read, "When not mucking out the stables, you might find her dressed in sables, with accessories of diamonds, whitest blue. Dirty stories don't offend her, and if you've an ear to lend her, she might even try to shock you with a few."
This is this man. He went to the doctor, and he said to the doctor, "I think my wife is dead." And the doctor said, "Come on, what are you talking about? What makes you think your wife is dead?" Well, he said, "The sex is all right, but the dishes are piling up."
Though based broadly on Hope's early life, the movie The Philadelphia Story was not at all biographical.
Now you've got all the arrogance of your class, all right, haven't you?
Oh, what have classes to do with it? What do they matter except for the people in them?
As one close friend of the family says of the character Tracy Lord, the one played by Katharine Hepburn, Tracy Lord was brittle and a bit arrogant, and there's not any of that in Hope.
Most people, when they look at your life, would say, wow, this is a Cinderella tale. How can anybody possibly have gone through an entire life, 90 years, entertaining, socializing, enjoying, being with people, giving to the community? Is it enough?
Well, I think if I had lived my life over again, I really think I've loved it. I think it's been as good, close to heaven as it could be.
I know what a lot of you are thinking right now. If you had money, you could live a glamorous party life too. Well, that's probably true, but money alone doesn't buy the kind of focus and dedication that Mrs. Scott has. No, I wouldn't want to dress for formal dinners every night or all the time and have pâté before every meal, but I would want to be as active and vigorous when I'm 90 as she is. Tonight, she's at the Devon Horse Show, which runs through June 4th. If you go there, you'll be able to spot Hope easily at the center of the best and most interesting conversation. And she might even tell you a sexy joke. When the bulletin returns.